Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today, let's talk The Walking Dead. Is Enid a spy? And the point of view puzzle pieces for the finale. I don't know what the hell to call it. Hey, listen guys, I just did a review for issue 153. That dropped today in the comic. And if you're not a comic reader, listen, trust me, I was not a comic reader. The Walking Dead show really gripped me during the season 2 break. I was like, man, I want more of this story. Oh, it was a comic before a show. Let me check the comic out. I was hooked. Trust me, if you have never read a comic before ever in your life, it could definitely hook you still. Try the comic out. Now with that pitch over, let's jump right into this. First off, I get a lot of people asking me about this leaked audio, and be careful, someone shared a leaked audio with me where some asshat decided to edit in Maggie from episode 9. Remember when Glenn was up against the wall and she's like, Glenn! They actually edited that, put it real low, chopped a part of it off, and put it in the audio. I'm not saying all of them out there, but if you want to listen to audio, just listen to it off the damn show. You know what I'm saying? Because one person shared that with me, and then another person shared one, and I said, oh, that has stuff added. And they're like, oh, no, not this one. This is the official leaked one. So it's just confusing as shit right now. I'm going with the show one. I'll listen to all the others in a little bit. But here's the thing. We got to look at this. Kirkman said, or at least people told me on Talking Dead, Kirkman said, yeah, there's clues in the finale. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Scott Gimple said in multiple interviews that I've actually read, he said there's no clues whatsoever. He said this is not a puzzle. You will not put this together because I did not design it to be a puzzle, da-da-da. Now, obviously, there's always going to be clues and somebody's always going to be right. There's always going to be someone who's going to guess it because there's so many of us. There's millions of fans. If each of us pick a name, one of us or some of us are bound to be right, definitely. But as far as the puzzle pieces and the hints, I think we are just reaching right now. With the point of view stuff, a lot of people are talking about that. Yes, they did start the episode out with a point of view. Yes, they did end the episode with a point of view. Could this mean that the person who started and ended is the same person? Absolutely, that's a cool way to look at it. However, they don't have to do that. They could simply say, well, hey, it ends with a point of view. So we wanted to start it with a point of view. And that can literally be the end of it. Now, before you say, no, Ronnie, it needs more meaning. No, it doesn't. They could simply say, we wanted to start it and end it with a point of view shot. That is it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that that might not be as concrete as we believe. Now, is it a good way to look at it? Sure, hell yeah. I think it's cool. I think it's clever. Go for it. As far as predicting who will die, we will do a separate video on that. However, I'm just not rushing to do it yet because when we sat down to watch the finale, I watched it with 3 of my cousins. My one cousin said, before it starts, real quick, who do you think's going to get Lucille? And I was like, you know what? At this point, I don't care. We are finally here. I just want to see it. You know, no more predictions. Just clear my mind and enjoy. That's how I feel when people are like, let's do predictions. Who's going to get Lucille? I'm just like, guys, man, we've done this already. We've already been through this, at least for me right now. In a month from now, I could probably get re-energized and be like, okay, let's look at this again. Let's break this down. I like to break it down based on story. I don't like to break it down based on who's going to be shocking or more impactful because, yes, I still believe there's a chance the death could be problematic in 2 different ways. It could be problematic where it's too big of a death and fans are going to flip their shit and they need it to happen during a season so they can do damage control. Or it's going to be too weak of a death, weak of a character, like Aaron or Eugene or Rosita. These are characters I enjoy when they're in the show. I just would not be crushed if they got killed. You know what I mean? So, again, they would want it to be in a full season so they can do damage control. Have that weak death or overly awesome death like Daryl, and when everyone flips their shit, either because it's a huge character or a minor one, they can do damage control and say, well, that, you know, might have turned you off, but check this out. We got this and this and this coming. I do believe that's a strong possibility. However, I'm slowly coming to accept the fact that this might have just been strictly for ratings, unfortunately. And I say that not mad, because at the end of the day, I am a massive fan of The Walking Dead, and if this is something that helps the show, I'll support it. It's as simple as that, even if I don't like it, and I don't like it. I don't like the cliffhanger. I think it disrupts the momentum of the scene, and even when you look at how you can bring it back, it just hurts it. I mean, it hurts it because they chopped it up. One of the biggest reasons it hurts it because it's chopped up is because, if you notice, according to what they're saying, it's all random. So when he's going mini mini mo, catch a tiger by the toe, some of that might not actually be how it's happening. Very much like No Way Out with Sammy. Do any of us even know if he was actually saying mommy mommy or mom mom? Because when we picked up from that, it was like it never happened. In a way, it didn't happen, because how do you get out of that? They never talked about it again. They never made any... Well, Sammy was like, I'm good, I'm good. So maybe he stopped talking, but what about the growls of the walkers? You see how the continuity is kind of messed around? You know, they kind of mess with the continuity because it didn't have continuity. There's a skip there. I feel the same thing, or I'm worried the same thing is going to happen with the Negan scene. I think there's going to be more dialogue. I think there's going to be more of Negan's pick. Like I said, I think they'll drag somebody out. I don't think he beats somebody right there. I believe the characters will be lined up in the same spots. It will look like the same scene, but I think he's going to do things differently. Mannerisms, this and that. I think it will play out differently. And that's because I think they need to add stuff to build and regain that momentum. If they started off with somebody getting their head bashed in, I think that is incredibly underwhelming. If it's just like, here's The Walking Dead, we hear Negan talking and then it fades up, even though I said this is an option, I think it's incredibly underwhelming, me personally. But again, if it's something good for the show, even if I don't like it, as a fan, I will support the shit out of it. I don't care. I want the show to continue for as long as it can possibly, because I love it. I love the show. I love the comic. I like the companion show. Now listen, about Enid, let's stop. From one fan to multiple fans, let's stop. And I've seen a couple people that I'm really cool with. They love this idea. They love it to death. First off, yes, I did watch Jeremy John's video. I fucking love Jeremy Johns. He's the man. But he might need to chill on the Game of Thrones before watching The Walking Dead. Carol is not poisoning Maggie. She's not working for Negan. She didn't poison Maggie. And you know what? That kind of storyline, and that's why I said the Game of Thrones, because it fits that kind of messed up storytelling they do in Game of Thrones. Not messed up storytelling, but messed up characters doing some diabolical scheming shit. Carol is serious. You know, she doesn't want to kill anymore. She's having trouble and she left. She didn't poison anybody. She's not working for Negan. That isn't the case. Now, I do give credit for Jeremy Johns for shocking the shit out of me with that video. But it's just no. It's not at all what's happening. Same thing with Enid. She's not working for the Saviors. Remember when everyone was convinced, most of everyone was convinced that Enid's working for the Wolves? I got so much shit for my Enid is not working for the Wolves video, and there was a lot of people who supported it. They were like, yeah, she's not. She meant her and Carl. This is how we got out. And I got so much shit for that, and it never happened. You know, she's not working for the Wolves. Same thing with Negan and the Saviors. She's not working for them. She didn't poison Maggie. It wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit the character. It wouldn't fit what they're doing with the storylines. It doesn't fit what they showed us. The Walking Dead does things with the story as far as they'll implant storylines that we don't find out until we get farther down the line, but not to that extent. Now, as far as Alexandria, how did they know they were leaving? Is it possible somebody in Alexandria is a spy? I will give that theory about 20% possibly, and if it is somebody, it's most likely just like Spencer or something. But still, I doubt it, because they had walkies. We saw how well they were organized. We saw how many of them they are. I think it's simply they watch and they walkie. That's it. Watchers and walkies. That's all they're doing. They're watching Alexandria. We've already seen convoys, different groups of people going back and forth between Alexandria, and nobody attacked. And this is an important piece of information. Nobody attacked Alexandria, but nobody has attacked, but we've seen multiple groups in and around that area. Even the group Carol killed. Oh, we're heading there. Da 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 da. But why? Then, you know what I mean? They could have just been heading there to keep tabs, or they could have been heading there to let the other group go so they can go sleep and they'll watch the place. So they were watching and they had walkie-talkies to report back. I think the way it was cut together, most likely they saw them prepping up to go. They radioed and said, hey, listen, we got a van going. I don't know how they would have seen inside the walls, so I don't know if they knew there was someone who was sick. However, I do believe they knew or assumed the hilltop was the only place they were going to. Maybe they even spoke with Gregory. That is a big possibility. That's a real big possibility. So they could have known they were going to the hilltop for something. So knowing they were leaving, they took this last guy that was surviving from the library. They said, well, keep him alive. We're about to prove a point. Go fetch him. We already blocked off the road. We'll keep them until you get here. They managed to catch the guy and drag him before the RV got there. Something simple like that. I think that's easier to digest than having a spy that we haven't seen anything from. You know what I mean? Yeah. We got a lot more coming with The Walking Dead. We got Fear the Walking Dead. We got The Walking Dead Season 7. We got the comic book. We got the video game. I'm going to try to be doing reviews of that very soon. There's a ton of stuff, so stay tuned. And also video suggestions. If you're not following me on social media, I'm going to leave a couple links, especially the Instagram. I'm going to be doing video suggestion pools on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. So links for everything on social media is in that description box. Go ahead and give a follow, give a couple shout outs and suggestions. And huge thank you. We already blew up past 60,000 subscribers on the road to 100K, and that was literally 2,000 subscribers a day, like 3 days in a row around the finale. So that just blew up real quick from 50 to 60. It was insane. Huge thank you. Keep sharing, keep spreading the word of mouth, and let's get that 100K this year. No bullshit. I'll do my best to pump out these videos. You do your best to keep supporting, keep sharing, liking, all that jazz. Thoughts and opinions down in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.